Imagine this, you're strapped into a metal missile, no seatbelts, just a leather cap for protection. The world blurs by, rooftops, crowds, cypress trees, at 170 miles per hour. Not on a racetrack, but on a bumpy Italian country road, where a farmer's Fiat trundled hours before. This was the Mille Miglia, 1955, the most dangerous, spectacular road race ever. The air is thick with scorched rubber and hot oil, engines screaming through ancient towns. Crowds line the roads, inches from disaster, part of the madness. One mistake, and you're not just out, you're a headline. 1,000 miles of beautiful, terrifying chaos. At its heart, a British hero, Stirling Moss, in a German masterpiece. Racing drivers then weren't pampered, they were gladiators, forged from steel and nerve. The Mille Miglia was their Colosseum, a brutal, day-long sprint from Brescia to Rome and back. To win, you needed more than speed. You needed courage, stamina, and a touch of insanity. In 1955, both man and machine were pushed to their limits. This isn't just a story about speed, it's about genius and innovation. Moss, his eccentric co-driver Dennis Jenkinson, and their Mercedes 300 SLR didn't just win, they conquered. They set a record so audacious it stands as a monument to brilliance and bravery. This was the drive of the century. The Mille Miglia, 1,000 miles, was exactly that. A 1,000-mile, non-stop race on public Italian roads. No safety barriers, no marshals, just you, the car, and Italy's unpredictable landscape. Drivers faced cobbled streets, mountain passes, coastal highways, and even level crossings with trains. The margin for error? Zero. A single mistake could send you into a ravine or a stone wall. The whole country stopped to watch. Millions lined the roads, turning the race into a national festival. For drivers, it was intoxicating and terrifying. One moment, darkness. The next, a sunlit town square, packed with people. Endurance was everything. Top drivers raced for up to 16 hours, surviving on water and adrenaline. Winning here meant more than any championship. It was proof your car was fast, tough, and reliable. In 1955, Mercedes-Benz arrived with a new weapon, ready to claim glory. The stage was set for something spectacular. Mercedes-Benz returned to racing with a point to prove. Their weapon, the 300 SLR, a marvel of engineering designed by Rudolf Uhlenhaut. Its heart was a 3.0-liter straight-8 engine from their Formula One car, using desmodromic valves for high-rev reliability. Over 300 horsepower, a lightweight magnesium body and a space-frame chassis made it both fast and dangerously flammable. Inboard drum brakes and advanced suspension gave it control on rough roads. Every detail was built for endurance and speed. The cockpit was snug, the tanks massive, the car a thoroughbred weapon. It was German engineering at its most ambitious, built to dominate. The 300 SLR was ready for the ultimate test. The 300 SLR needed a special driver, and Mercedes had Stirling Moss. Moss was fast, fearless, and smart enough to know talent alone wouldn't win the Mille Miglia. He needed a navigator, not a relief driver. Enter Dennis Jenkinson, a motoring journalist with nerves of steel. Together, they created the first pace notes. Jenks scribbled every corner, crest, and hazard onto an 18-foot scroll during practice. He invented hand signals to communicate instantly. Turns, jumps, dangers. The scroll sat in a custom box wound forward as they raced, an analog sat-nav powered by trust. While others relied on memory, Moss and Jenks had a secret weapon. Jenks's signals let Moss keep his foot down where others lifted. Their partnership was built on absolute trust. Each man's life in the other's hands. It was a revolutionary approach, changing rallying forever. Man, and machine, ready to take on Italy. The world had never seen anything like it. The symphony was about to begin. In the Mille Miglia, your car number was your start time. Moss and Jenkinson's 300 SLR was number 722, meaning they started at 7:22 a.m. That number became their call sign, echoing through villages as they tore past. 722 wasn't just a number, it became a legend, synonymous with their relentless charge. The early start meant overtaking hundreds of slower cars, a moving obstacle course. For Moss and Jenks, 7:22 a.m. was the moment their plan faced the ultimate test. 7:22 would become immortal in motorsport history. At 7:22 a.m., the flag dropped. 722 roared into history. Moss drove with controlled fury, Jenks winding his scroll and signaling every hazard. They passed car after car, threading through chaos at savage speed. By Rome, they were leading, but the return to Brescia was even faster, more dangerous. Moss's trust in Jenks was total. At every blind crest, he kept his foot down. They averaged speeds that defied belief, over 170 mph on the straights. The Ferraris and Fangio were formidable, but Moss and Jenks were untouchable. Near misses, slides, airborne jumps, the SLR absorbed it all. Jenks kept the signals coming. Moss never lifted. They weren't just racing, they were rewriting what was possible. The partnership was flawless, the drive transcendent, the legend was being written, mile by mile. As they neared Brescia, it was clear, history was being made. Crowds pressed in, desperate to see the silver blur. Moss wasn't slowing, he was getting faster. The previous record, 10 hours, 37 minutes. Moss and Jenks crossed the line in 10 hours, 7 minutes, 48 seconds, 992 miles, averaging 98.53 mph on public roads. On the fastest sections, they averaged over 150 mph. Fangio finished over half an hour behind, despite breaking the old record himself. Even the great Fangio admitted Moss's secret weapon, the notes, made the difference. Moss and Jenkinson didn't just win, they delivered a knockout blow to motorsport. Their record has never been beaten, and never will be. The Mille Miglia was banned 2 years later, frozen in time as the ultimate road race. Car 722's achievement stands as an untouchable monument to a heroic era. Bravery, innovation, and engineering brilliance never matched again. The drive of the century was complete. The 1955 Mille Miglia was Mercedes-Benz's crowning glory. The 300 SLR, Moss and Jenkinson achieved perfection, engineering strategy and courage in harmony. But triumph turned to tragedy weeks later at Le Mans, when a 300 SLR crash killed over 80 spectators. The magnesium body that made the SLR so light burned with terrifying intensity. Mercedes withdrew from racing, ending the SLR's career after just one season. Its Mille Miglia victory became both its crowning achievement and its swan song. Car 722's legacy is one of human ingenuity and courage pushing the limits. The 300 SLR remains a silver icon, a relic of a time when racing was pure adventure. Was it the greatest drive ever? In today's world, it seems almost impossible. And for that reason alone, the answer is yes, absolutely.